Good morning. We're going to get started in a few minutes as people log on. Great. Hope you're doing well. Do anything that your body needs to get warm. We'll get started in a few minutes. It's always nice to have some water handy. Double check your space, that it's clean, that you're comfy, that you have what you need. And I turned off commenting on Instagram. If you have a question or anything, you can hop over to YouTube and use that chat feature. And yeah, let's have a great time together and get sweaty and dance. Let's start by building lots of heat. So moving the body in big circular ways, finding deep plie, moving the limbs, moving the torso. So just moving in a way that feels good, but that's starting to get the heart rate going, that's starting to get the blood pumping through the body, the breath a bit deeper. And you can add in shakes. Expanding out through space, shifting the weight, moving big, getting out the kinks. And if you can add a little jog in your space while you're moving. And see if you can move a little bit faster and a little bit bigger. And start to invite a deeper breath. Shaking out, bringing out. Building up heat. Just moving the body to get the heart rate going, the blood going, the breath coming in and out. And that can also look more formal if that's what you'd like. Squats, push-ups, big arm circles, big hip circles. If you want structure to it. And let's make sure we get a really great shiver and shake and wiggle. So, really getting the body shaken up. Bringing the feet underneath. Feeling your weight right underneath your hip sockets. Notice where your body's at. Where your breath is at. Lying on the ground, the feet right in line with your sitting bones. We'll place our hands, our fingers on our pubic bone and our thumbs on our belly button. And we're going to invite the breath into our hands. So the diaphragm is going to press the lower organs into our hands with our nice deep breath. When you exhale, we're going to draw our pelvic floor together, knit our core together, and we can add a breath out through our mouth to really engage the transverse abdominis. Big inhale. And then with the core engaged and the pelvic floor lifted, we're going to put more weight into the tailbone, roll across the sacrum and squish the lower back into the ground. So squishing the air out from the lower back and then rolling across the sacrum, placing more weight into the tailbone, rolling across the sacrum, squishing into the low back. And we're going to rock back and forth there. And you can go slowly or quickly. Do what feels good for your lower back right now. And then when that feels like, okay, I got that, that's registered for my body, we're going to come back to neutral. And we'll pour more weight into the back of the right hip and roll across the sacrum to the back of the left hip. So now we're rocking the pelvis horizontally from left to right. And just feeling what the core is doing under your hands. And when that feels satisfied and good, we'll come back to neutral. And we're going to draw a circle with the back of our pelvis, so pouring more weight into the tailbone, rolling around to the back of one side, rolling around to squish the air out at the lower back, rolling around to the other side, and rolling back to the tailbone. And we'll go around in a circle a couple times there, feeling what it's like to engage those muscles. Notice the weight in your feet, if you're using your feet or not. If you use your feet, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a bit easier to work on your core. So the lighter you are in your connection with the soles of your feet, the more your core is working. And then once that feels satisfied, we'll go around to the other side. Keeping the pelvic floor engaged and those abdominals. Rolling and tracing that connection, really being clear about it in your mind and your awareness. When that feels satisfied, we'll come back to a neutral place in the pelvis. And we'll tuck the tailbone under. We're going to just roll up, finding the length across the front of the hips. And then we'll lower halfway. And then we'll lower a quarter of the way. And then we'll lower all the way down. And we'll do that again. Rolling up, long, low back, inner thighs connected, coming down halfway, coming down quarter way, settling the back of the sacrum on the ground. Picking up the right leg, crossing it over the left, squeeze the inner thighs together and release. Squeezing the inner thighs together, release. Squeeze together, release. Squeeze together and release. Now we're going to pull the legs apart. Today we're going to focus, pull the legs apart and soften. We'll do that 4 times. And then we're going to squeeze the inner thighs together and pull them apart. And now we're going to add the vertical rock of the pelvis, where the tailbone goes into the floor and we roll back into the lower back. So rocking back and forth, finding the release in the lower back. Excellent. And then when the lower back has squished the air out and the pelvis is tucked, we're going to flex the right foot, interlace the hands, and stretch long. So the whole body we feel from heel of foot to heel of hand. And we'll bring that leg back. And notice how you feel. Crossing the other leg over the left leg. Squeeze the inner thighs together and release 4 times. And then we're going to pull the legs apart. I find this series really helps my lower back to be released. We're going to squeeze them together and pull apart. And then add that vertical rock, pouring the tailbone into the ground and squishing the air out from under the low back. Really feeling those core muscles working. And you can use that exhale. We want our movement to initiate from the strength of our core. And for me, that really takes a lot of intentional awareness. So I've aimed to build the class with that, really cueing that. We're dancing in different environments. We're working with a different space, and so our bodies are adjusting in different ways. My low back is getting very sore. We're going to pick that leg up, reach out the heel of foot and heel of hands. And release. Coming onto all fours. Tucking the toes under. We're going to do this same action that we just did. So we're going to hum our inner thighs together like we're trying to squeeze. And we're going to think of expanding out into the hands as well. Tucking the tailbone under, expanding long and arching, rounding and lifting, arching. And so from this, so I can do this movement. I'm trying to find the language to clearly articulate my thoughts. I can do this by just moving my tailbone and my head and keep my belly very soft. I don't actually need my abs to do this. So we want to really focus on that core connection, that it's the thing that I'm firing first, and that it is what moves my body. So you can play around with for yourself, just letting your head and tail lift. And then you can play with really using the abs to make that happen. Coming to a neutral spine, we're going to engage the core so much and start to pour the weight into the hands that our knees start to float off. And maybe your knees won't actually float off. That's okay. We're just lifting, and you might find a shake. And then release. And we'll do that 2 more times. So pelvic floor lifting, core knitting together, sliding up underneath. Lower back spreading wide. Shoulder blades sliding down the back, lift. And settle down, soften. And then re-engage, bringing the awareness to the pelvic floor, core, wide back, soft body, lift. Let's lift so much we come into downward dog. The core stays engaged. Dropping the head. Walking the hands to the feet. Allow the legs to bend. And like a beautiful fiddle head, we're going to uncurl the body all together. So I'm not straightening my legs and then rolling up. It's a real... So we'll come up and down a couple times here. standing with the legs wide. And just see if you can go a little bit wider. We're going to gently shift from side to side, letting the pelvis be grounded and the waist long. Lifting up from the pelvic floor and lifting the core. Wide shoulders, reaching out the hands. Now, keeping the core lifted and the abs knitted together, we're going to lift up and let ourselves float up, expanding wider and longer. We'll allow the legs to rotate and lower. Keeping lifted as we bend the legs, we're going to shift from side to side. And then just see if you can let yourself go a little bit lower. And then lifting the core so much that you lift up to a rise again. Keeping the rise, we're going to keep the core going up, up, up as we widen the knees, lower the heels, press into the ground, find the rotation. Coming back parallel, we're going to pour through the foot. So I'm looking for that action. I'm just showing sideways, going through the metatarsus and the ankle. So pouring side to side. We're going to push with our hands. Push. Nice, yes. Push. I can feel you guys doing it. Push. And we can start to invite the body a little wider and a little deeper. Lifting the core. And every shift, everything that's happening is just like when we were moving and initiating from the pelvis. So it's dialing up and down in the movement. Let's step the legs underneath us. And from here we're going to press, curve the core backwards, allow the head to soften and roll up. So letting the lower back be beautifully rounded, soften, rolling up. And that inner thigh connection, that inner midline, and that outer action is still happening in my legs. Rolling up. Last one, press. And rolling up. Wide side legs. Go a little bit wider than your shoulders. Expanding out into the space. We're going to reach up into the knee, anchoring from the leg that you're side bending away from. See how far you can go. And then just let yourself lengthen a bit farther and reach. Coming back up. And over to the other side. Great job. Really moving from that core. Lengthening out and side over. And then we're going to roll forward. Open side. And come up. Other way. Side. Curve. Side. And recover. Again. Open. Over. Curve. Side. And up. Let's bring our feet to a gentle first position. So from here, there's the sense of the legs wrapping and opening. And so we're going to plie and stretch. Plie side, deepen, side, recover. Other way, side, curve, side, and up. Rise, press, resist, lower, and down. Let's do that all again. Demi, and stretch. We'll start curving the other way. Side, curve, side, open. Thinking of the gorgeous, strong core supporting our legs and torso. Rise and lower. Again. Demi. Stretch. Side. Curve. I'm imagining a big beach ball between my hands. And up. Side. Forward. Side. Up. Rise and lower. One moment. You can keep going through that idea for yourself. There we go. Sorry about that. I think that's working now. So we're going to try that idea out in a fourth position. So fourth for you could be a wide, separated fourth, or it could be crossed. So, you know, it's what feels right for your body. I think the most important thing is that the width is something that challenges the body. So we do have to work quite strongly in that inner leg connection. So we're going to go demi, stretch, side, forward, side, other way, side, forward, side, recover, rise, and lower. From here, we'll just shift legs. Demi, stretch. We'll go side, forward, side, and recover other way. Side, forward, side, and up. Rise, whoop. Rise, and lower. Great. Coming back. Give that a shake out. So we're going to figure out our foot patterns. We're going to go shift, 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 forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go forward, forward, back, other way. Each time you step, can you go beyond your toes? I'd like to start to speed it up without losing the core connection, and without losing the juicy through the foot plie. So if you need to go a bit slower, please do. Expanding out. We're going to go 1, 2, forward. Nice, guys. Let's now start to work in a turned out place. And ideally these arms are allowing your back to stay engaged and your lats are connected to your core. Keep playing with how wide you can take your legs. Thanks. shake that out. Coming to a parallel place, arms expanding out to the side. We're going to allow the leg to come up to parallel retire and float down, coming back up, floating down. Coming up, now we're going to open that leg to turn out, press back, come back, press back, and sustain that shape expanding. Let the leg float up a little, up a little. And we're going to press from the heel, reaching forward. Press the knee back. Think of that heel drawing out, coming back. Back of knee expands to the back. So our supporting leg is parallel, our back leg is turned out. We're going to expand so long that we come with a flat back. Keeping that leg up, we're going to come back. Reaching out, draw it back in, full to parallel, and down. Plie, roll forward, release your back. Rolling up, expanding out wide, other side. Toe comes up, floating down, floating up, floating down, opening wide, coming back, opening wide, coming back, opening wide, knee floats up, knee floats up. Refresh the energy in your core, refresh your back, heel reaches forward, and knee presses back. Heel reaches out, knee stays, coming back, pressing back, holding, expanding, don't hold, keep your thinking reaching out. Refresh the core, you can let yourself float forward, recover, bringing it back, and down. We're going to now do the same exercise with a gentle turned out leg, supporting leg, and we're going to leave the parallel portion. So we're going to draw the leg up, floating up, floating up, extend forward, reach, draw long and down, draw up. We'll do two little floats of the knee up, press the leg through the space, reach and down, leg comes up, floating up. Nice, you guys. Expand out through the space, widen, stretch. Let your back come forward a little bit. Recover, coming back and down. Before we go to the other side, one more thought. Coming up, reach forward. Now we're going to do a huge circle, reach way around. And close. Plie, roll forward. And up. Leg comes up. And floating down. Refresh that core. Leg pressing down into the ground. Extend forward. And down. Core is lifting. The supporting leg is diving down. Reaching long. And close. Floating up. Feeling those lats diving down the back, the core lifting up and under, the rib cage pressing back. And then we're going to allow ourselves to float forward in our torso. The bum and hamstring of that back leg stay engaged. Lift, come back, and down. Last thought here, lifting up, expand forward, around, and close. Plie, roll forward. Shifting the weight through the space. we're going to research what it's like to go through a rise, slowly lower plie. Speeding up these shifts, using those arms and those lats connected, expanding wide through the space. You can let go of watching the screen and see your space that you're in. Just follow my voice. See how far you can see. Maybe it's down a hall. Maybe it's out a door or a window. And that gorgeous depth and farness that you can see connects the energy of your core to that. So that energy is sending out that far, radiating out your body. Now we're going to think of scooping down and up to a rise. So pouring down along, come up, rise, down along, come up. And we can add in the use of our head and side curve. And then let's start to speed it up. So researching what it's like to do freely without worrying about following any specific choreography. Scoop down, rise up. Scoop down, rise up. Let's shake that out. Whew, that's a lot of work on the body. Grab a sip of water if you need. I need. Is there anything more I'd like to do before we go on to the combo? Yeah. So with our researching that we just did, rise, pour, arms are engaged in the back, or swoop, lift, 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 rise, swoop, lift, 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 rise. Let's now consider the leg that's free. So we'll keep shifting our weight through the space from the rise plie or the scoop plie rise. But let's see if we can afford to play with this free leg a little bit before we shift the weight again. Nice, you guys. And this can be as slow as you need to in order to keep honoring that it's the core that is the driving force. And notice the choices that you're making. Keep switching it up. And if you find you're really going internal, which is great, then ask your gaze to be far away. And now let's let that go. That was really focused work, you guys. Great. And we're just going to loosely release it all. We're going to revisit this loose swinging exercise. I wasn't planning on it, but my body needs it, so I'm going to assume yours does too. So we're going to swing around, bringing the leg across and letting the arms swing, and then swiping, turning in that leg here, coming back, second swipe, swipe, around, here, 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 here. So these arms just keep doing this. And I'm going to let my leg follow the coordination of my arms doing this. So I'm going to come here, open, swing, swing, here, open, swing, across, open, shift, shift, here. It's a little bit weird. It doesn't quite work, but that's okay. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, that works. Across, swing, open, swing, swing. It feels really great on my body. I hope it does for you too. You can play with how big you want to take your legs, or how high I should say. Feeling the weight in the fingers and keeping that gorgeous hum in the pelvis turned on. All right, let's do a couple double bounces. And do anything else that your body might need to feel juicy and gorgeous and delicious. Let's just do a little bit of a groovy dance. Finding those circles and release and shake. Finding the juicy plie, shifting of weight, engage the core. Finding the juicy plie, shifting of weight, engage the core, spine. And we can feel this music. It's what we're going to use with the choreography today. Finding your weight underneath you. Taking a moment to ground and settle. So I'm going to aim to teach the combination on both sides today. So right and left is a little bit more specific than normal. So I'm just trying to challenge myself. So I know on Instagram and YouTube, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that it's different, whether it's mirrored or not. So whichever platform you're on, this is my right. So just decide for yourself if that's your right or left. This is my left. Great. I'm going to my upstage left corner. I'm going to start facing this way. I'm going to open a door. Reach. So I'm stepping on my right leg. I'm swiping open, and I'm bringing this left leg through parallel retire extend. And you can decide how high or low you want that. Just make it a decision and do the decision you made. So we're going to come here, open. And then from here, we're going to plie, shift the weight low. And then we're going to do, so I'm going to shift my weight onto my left leg. My arms are going to press through space here. And my back leg is going to lick the space too. Ideally, my torso is parallel to the ground. So I'm here. And you can let your foot lick the floor. Lots of resistance through all the articulating limbs. So, finding the hum in the body, step, extend, plie, shift, shift, shift. And then we're going to expand out this way where the left arm is back and the right arm is forward. How many of those lick things do we do? I don't know. Let's find out. Step, pull, shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one will be long for all the limbs. Let's do that again. So I'm sort of starting in the middle of my space, finding my groundedness through my legs, finding the lift in my core, the expansion of my torso. I'm going to piqué on my right leg, press around, plie, reach, shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lengthen long. And then you're going to circle everything around, step across, step across. So this lengthening long, I'm thinking of all the arms and legs kind of circling like, what's it called? A mobile. You know when you're a mobile above a crib? Everything's kind of moving at a different orbit or rate. So from here, my top arm is circling back, meaning my right arm is circling back and around, and my left arm is circling forward. So they're going in the same direction, just slightly different speeds. And this back leg that's parallel and straight is coming around, and I'm going to turn in on both legs and step across. Step across, step across. Let's go over that. If you have any questions, you can throw it up in the chat. Grab sips of water as you need. Finding your groundedness in the center of the space, core lifting, body expanding. We're going to step forward on our right leg and scoop the arm, plie, settle, shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lengthen around. All the limbs are coming around, step, step. And then we're going to connect here with the elbow and the knee. Right elbow, right knee, connect. And then we're going to, I'm pressing them both into each other, shift back. Great, so I'm going, let me go over that again. Let's have a bit of music. I'll play it quietly so I don't have to talk too loud. Ready? Here we go. Press, extend, shift, lift. 3, extend long, circle, step, step, connect, pressing back. Great. I need a moment. Pressing back. From this pressing back, we're going to let ourselves fall off our standing leg to shift through that toe ball heel plie. And then we're going to come around. So I'm bringing it to my left. I'm bringing my right leg to my left leg. Shift. Scoop in. Scoop in. We're going to do our first position with the heels of our hand. Scoop in. And then we're going to do a little out. So our it's like our legs and our arms are doing the same thing. Zoom. Great. Let's do that again. Moving from the core. Here we go. And step around, extend, shift, 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 extend long, around, step, connect, press back, fall, shift. How's that? Let's do that again. Shift. After I see one. Cool. Again. 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Step, shift, plie, shift, clicking. 2, 3. Extend long. Circle step. Step. Knee and elbow. Press back. Shift. Here. After we shift here, my weight is back still in this shape. I'm going to shift and let my body shift forward over my left leg. So from here, I'm going to shift, and then I'm going to draw my head up this way. So I'm thinking of dropping my head, not my core. My core is lifting even more. My core lifts even more as I shift around. And we're going to come to stand. So I'm here, press back, plie, shift, head, here, stand. I missed something, didn't I? Did I? My brain. From the shift back here, we come here, fifth, here. Sorry, friends. Here, shift, loop. Now we're gonna fall forward on our left leg, dive around. That's gonna be that chunk for today. Let's go over on the right side. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker, and then I'm going to go over it on the opposite side. So, stepping on my right leg around, développé shift. Lick 1, lick 2, lick 3, lick 4, lengthen, circle, step, step, right knee, right elbow, press back, fall, shift, shift, gather, loop, fall, sweep, around. So from this place, your core has to get turned on even more as your head whips. I like to let it go. And when I let it go, then it's harder for me to decide where I am in space. When I turn the fire in my core up just slightly, then it allows me to be freer in my choices. So here, loop, fall, around to stand. And then all we're going to do is step forward left, turn around, so we can start on the other side. So from this place, step forward left, turn. Let's discover the movement on this other side. So my left arm and leg, we're going to piqué, extend. Let's do that again. So I'm in about the center of my space. My left arm and leg, plie. I'm going to pour and shift my weight to the other leg. And I'm going to lick 1, lick 2, lick 3, lick 4, extend, circling, step across, left knee, left elbow. Let's do that again. Left arm, left leg, step around, plie, shifting, 1, 2, 3, 4, lengthen, circle, step, step, connect, press back, pour, shift change, loop, Bloop. Now we're going to fall to the right. Top of head, right. Swoop down, core. As I swoop down, like, ooh, oh, more core, holy moly. And around to stand. Awesome. Grab a sip of water. I feel like it translates well to the other side. And I feel like you guys, you may not feel like you have it really well, but I know that you do. So let's do it with some music. On the other side. Starting with the left arm and leg. Circle. Plie. Shift. Pour. Lick 1. Lick 2. Lick 3. Lick 4. Extend around. Shift. Shift. Knees and elbows are connected. Pressing back. Shift. Shift. Core. Bloop. Fall. Around. And then we step on the right to go on the right. Let's do the left again. Questions, or we're good? I think we're good. Okay, great. 5, 6, 7, pressing through the space around. Plie, shift, 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 lengthen, around, shift, pour through the metatarsal, pour through the metatarsal, knee and elbow, press back, shift, shift, falling to the right, swoop, around. Nice, you guys, so good. Shake it out. The heat and sunshine of the day is getting me super sweaty, so it's movement. Okay, we're going to do right and left together. Let's start with the left side.
All day, just playing with their plastic.
5, 6, 7, left arm, left leg, swoop, extend, sweep, 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 or lick, lengthen, circling, orbiting limbs, step, step, knee and elbow, extend, reach out, shifting back, shift, bloom, fall, swoop, around, stepping right. Here we go, right side. Here, lick, lick, lick. Last lick, extend, circling, step, step. Right knee, right elbow, pressing back. Shift, shift. Fall to the left, sweep the torso, around, step, here we go. Sweep, extend, lick, 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 extend, around, shift, shift, knee and elbow reaching back, shift, boom, fall to the front leg, sweep, around, step, right leg, here we go, spin, stand, lick, 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 lengthen, circling all the limbs, step across, elbow, shift, here, fifth, blue, from here fall to the front leg, and circle around, great, so good you guys, really great. So from the knee and elbow place, I originally wanted that, and I like it because it's tying into this action that we were doing earlier. So I'm going to aim to bring it back if my brain remembers. So connecting here, sliding back, go beyond your toes, shift, bloom, and then let's start with the top of the head to fall, sweep around, to step on the other side. Great. I like starting with the left. That works for me and my brain. Other details, keeping the breath going, and I like noticing where I need to dial up in my core, and each movement, when that lift and expansion, really needs like a little, thinking of like the ignition, the starting of the revving of a engine. So here, more core plie, more core. Click, click, extend, more core, shift, knee and elbow, even more as I shift the weight here. Everything together is squeezing madly, bloop, and then I turn my core up again more as I sweep around, step right, shift, whew, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, extend, circle, more. Here, shifting, bam, bam, zoom, top of head, fall, shift, sweep around. And when I say more core, it's not that our core like releases in between, but I just find it's like a little bit more like a each time that we're doing this. Cool. All right, we can shake it out. Grab a little sip of water. I'm out of water. Let's see if I can get more. We're going to go left, right. And then we're going to stretch. So here we go. Enjoy, have fun. 5, 6, here we go. Around, extend, 4. Lengthen, circle, step, connect, pressing back, shift, 5th, here, fall, swoop, around, we'll step right, around, 2, 3, 4, around, connect, reaching back, shift, 5th, loop, top of head, swoop, around, left, step, around, extend, sweep, extend, circling, shift, knee and elbow pressing back, shift, 5th, loop, top of head goes fall, around, right leg steps to start, again, extend, flick, extend, circle, step, connect here, extend, shift,
What can I do?
Great. Take a moment to think about that. If you have any questions, I'm just gonna refresh Instagram because I have 40 seconds remaining, but I'm coming back. Whew. Anything over here? I think you guys are good. Great. Okay. We'll save that. We'll keep building on that for next week. Let's do some stretching. So from here, standing a nice strong parallel, we're going to let ourselves fold right in the hips. So you might have to soften your knees a little. In fact, I suggest you soften your knees a little. Let your head dangle. And we'll soften our knees even more. And we're going to place our forearms behind our legs, sliding our shoulders down our back, connecting the core. And we're just going to slowly stretch as far as what the body is available today. Getting a nice deep long stretch across the back line of the body. Slowly release the hands. We're going to walk them forward to a downward dog. We're going to bend one knee, let the back of heel be long. And then switch. Both heels down. We're going to float to plank. Dropping the knees. Pressing back into child's pose. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll step one leg forward, tuck under, stretch up and over. Let's step longer. Keeping those inner thighs connected. Tuck the toes. Reach out the heel. Expanding out. And we'll bring the hand down. Stepping the back leg underneath. Wrapping around. Ideally this foot stays nicely connected to the ground. We'll uncurl. We'll take a little stretch in a parallel second. And we'll twist over to the other foot in front, dropping that knee. Tucking the pelvis under, stretching over. Keeping that core radiating energy out, seeing as far as you can. And then stepping under, hugging that leg in. And we'll uncurl, visit that parallel second again. Bending the knees, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Thank you so much for joining my class today. It was wonderful to move with you. Please know that the class is free if you have the desire to donate. I know Josh would be super appreciative. So you can donate to Defining Movement Dance, info@definingmovementdance.com, send an e-transfer. My name is Lisa Emmons, and my class is every Saturday at noon. The YouTube class will stay up if you want to revisit anything or the choreo. It was wonderful to move with you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.